Okay, so I had a bunch of questions about parts I put on the bike because I didn't really cover the components, at least all of them, in the build video and the follow-up review. So I'll just go over them and I'll start from the handlebars first. These are the OD Rogue grips. Very grippy and very comfortable. Very comfortable. These code brakes are takeoff of my Evil the Reckoning build. You probably noticed in the video they're all scuffed up. I do have a problem staying upright on my bike sometimes. So they saved me a lot of money by just taking them off a bike. I upgraded that bike to some Magura MT7s, and but these brakes are really nice on this bike. The handlebars I chose were the Spank Spikes. I actually had quite a few handlebars that I could have used, but I didn't like any of them going with the yellow and black color scheme of the bike. So I saw these online and they were a little pricey for what I would have liked to have kept a budget build. They're about 119 bucks. But they really went with these spike or spank rims that I bought from Chain Reaction Cycle. I only paid about 50 bucks each for them. They were on sale, and I love the way they all go together. The whole yellow and black scheme looks good. The shifter I went with was the Shimano XT 12-speed. That was a takeoff of my 2019 Evil the Reckoning, so saved some money on that one. And also the rear derailleur was also the takeoff of that Evil Reckoning. As you could probably tell, it was not new when I put it on because looked almost like that. It probably looks even worse now. So one thing I would recommend if you plan on having more than one bike and you have interest in building up your own is when you go to upgrade components, don't be so quick to put them on Craigslist. Hold on to them for your next build. With the XT shifter and derailleur, I went with the Shimano SLX 12-speed cassette. It's a little heavier than the XT, but works just the same. I'm not too picky about weight, and it's a great cassette. The fork I chose was the RockShox Lyric Select, 150 millimeters of travel. I actually originally picked up a Yari 160 travel, but I just figured that was probably over forking it a bit. Figured 150 is pretty perfect for this bike, and after riding it for a while, I could say that's true. That's a kind of a perfect fork for the bike. Rotors I chose, I might get some criticism for this. I kept them definitely budget, if we can see it there. The Daimoesi rotors, 180 millimeters. I think I got front and rear for about $12.95 on Amazon, and I gotta tell you, they're working great for me. Haven't had any problems. For the hubs, well, for the front hub, I went budget. I got this front hub along with the rear XD hub for about 80 bucks on Amazon. Front hub works fine, haven't had any problems. Good way to save some money. For the rear hub, I'll skip to the rear hub. Rear hub, I don't know if you can see that, but it's an SLX hub, Shimano SLX. I wanted a little bit less budget-oriented rear hub. I wanted a good rear hub, and this one's working just fine. So I do have that JG bike rear hub for an XD driver. If I need it as a spare wheel, which I will build up a spare wheel set for my Santa Cruz, which has the XD SRAM. Back to the front, I chose the Spank Split stem. I believe that's 35 or maybe 33 millimeters. It does say 33 right there. I went with the anodized purple because I don't know what it is about purple in bikes. For some reason I love it. And probably saw this in the build, the top cap. Got a little Sasquatch top cap on Amazon for about, that was like $13. It came with a silver or a black little bolt, stem bolt, which it looked kind of crappy, so I went ahead and overpaid for $7 on that purple stem cap bolt. Also went for the purple Fun dropper post, FUNN. This is also what I have on my Evil the Reckoning. It's a great dropper post. I haven't had any problems on my Evil the Reckoning, but there's a little screw down here that, don't over torque it. You can kind of strip the screw out. So I might have to fix that later on, but it's fine right now. For the dropper post, I went with the PNW. If you can see that, Rainier, PNW Rainier. It's been great. It's 150 millimeter, which is pretty perfect for me. I could probably raise it a little bit for a little bit more lead stretch, but it's been a great dropper post. I got no complaints. I put the PNW Bachelor on my Evil the Reckoning, and I like that a lot, and I thought PNW seems to be a good brand, and it works pretty well. For the saddle, this is a WTB Volt saddle. Saved some money on this too. Didn't pay anything for it. I just took it off my Santa Cruz Tallboy. It's the original saddle for the 2018 Santa Cruz Tallboy. These Maxxis tires got the DHR and the DHF, I do believe. Pretty sure. Yeah. DHR in back, DHF in front. I actually got those at a really good price. I think I paid $25 for the real one, off-chain reaction cycle. One thing I really love is this this frame protection tape. I got it off of Amazon for like $15, and it's the same stuff that All Mountain, whatever the name of that company is. It's really the same honeycomb bike frame protection that the All Mountain frame protection puts out, and it's great. Last thing I'll address is the spokes that I purchased off of Amazon. I got a 32 pack of spokes, some generic Chinese brand, for about $13 for a pack of 36, I believe. I know I'll get some criticism about that as well, but I've put some hard miles on this. I think I've got over 130 miles on this bike so far, and I don't have any complaints with the spokes. They're holding up just fine. One thing I read about in the reviews on Amazon where it loses some of the black paint, it's easy to scratch off. I guess I could kind of see that, but I don't worry too much about that. One thing nobody's mentioned that I've noticed, and I didn't notice it when I was building it, is I've got a lot of cable in front, which I will be dealing with. It does clank around quite a bit. I especially notice in the video more than I notice it in person. But I will be trimming those down. But I hate to bleed brakes, so I'll be taking care of that soon enough. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any more questions or comments, I'll make sure to pay attention to that comment section and answer anything you got. Thanks.